Speak right into the mic. Talk right into it.
I can
An inch from it. You need an inch.
take a deep breath, do something. Anyway, I got introduced to my wife through a guy I worked with, Bill Cates. And he invited me out to his house to help him with put in a transmission. And I said, sure, I'll be out there. I go out to the house
Wait a
and
minute,
we
whose
work
house?
on the, huh?
I missed the first part. My dad's house? Oh.
Yeah, they lived in a government apartments at that time, see. Anyway, I go out there, and Frankie, this little boy, was a baby. She came out from, my wife, came out from North Dakota and was there. And of course, Bill's idea to get me introduced to Mary Ann, see, and so we're sitting at the table after we got done the transmission and everything else, and Alice was passing around the stuff, and she had a bowl of potatoes and started to set it down, and a bowl of peas with a spoon was in it, splashing all over her face. And I'll never forget it. She just sat there. First time she ever met me, she just sat there. So Alice jumped up and started wiping all the peas and stuff off of her dress and her face and everything else. And she had bangs at that time. Anyway, this story is quite long because I thought a lot of her. It wasn't like I fell in love with anybody, but I thought a lot of her. She went back home and I kept writing her. I kept writing her. I kept writing her. And Bill would say, Mary Ann sent out some cookies. Mary Ann sent out this. And Alice was making it. And I had no idea what's going on, but I never got an answer from her. Now, most of the time when I write a girl and she don't write back, I'd say, well, I was looking for a girl when I found you, you know, and I'd go on. And I didn't. I kept writing. After, this was in 1953 when I met her, she wrote me a letter in 1955 and said her brother was getting married and she was going to stay for that, but she was going back out to California. So I said, oh, great. So when she come back out, I took her to a movie one night, and then I told her, I said, you know, I said, I got to tell you that you fascinate me. And I said, I would like to know if you would marry me.
Oh, wow.
And she said, oh, I don't know. Can I think about it? Well, now I'm going back in time here. I said, every time I ever ask a girl even to get engaged or anything, well, you're a nice guy, but, and you got all this rigmarole. Anyway, I let her off at the house at Alice and Bill's house that night. I went on home, and we was going to a movie the following Friday. And we had this Chinese restaurant we'd go to and eat, and then go to the movie. And anyway, I went out and picked her up. She crawled in the car, and I don't know, I said something to her, and she turned around, looked at me, and says, yes. And I'm yes about what? See? And then she said, what you asked me last night? Well, I honestly almost fainted. 'Cause I didn't really think she was going to say yes. I mean, honestly, to my own self. Anyway, we wound up. She says, well, pick a date for our wedding. And I said, how about September the 3rd? And yeah, okay, that's okay. And I said, well, the state fair is going to be on in Sacramento. We was going to Reno to get married, and Alice and Bill was going to go along. And then I heard this rumor. Mr. Hoff was upset because I wasn't getting married in the church. Well, I don't know if you've ever been to Reno to see anybody get married or anything, but I said, here I'm standing in line, and we're standing way out of the courthouse, and we're gradually closing up to that window to get the license. And I hear these people ahead of me, how many times have you been married? 3 times. How many times have you been married? 4 times. How many times? I thought, my gosh, you know what I felt like? If anybody's ever herded cattle up a chute into a truck, that's what I felt like was happening to me. We got the wedding license, and I turned around to Bill and I said, I can't get married in the chapel.
Good for you.
As I can't do it. So he went over the phone and started calling all the Lutheran churches. We got a real nice couple, older man and woman, and just a beautiful time. And I got the pictures on the wall at the house yet. Bill took them. In fact, he got a double explosion. You know, he took one twice. But today you'd have to pay big money to do what that was, because the first photo shows our head and facing up above, and then when I was kissing her, it was just below that. And it was, well, a good Indian, I gotta put it that way, because when her dad found out that I had taken her to a church, got married, I said, proud man am I. And she produced me 4 beautiful children. And when I lost her, I said, I was down and out. And I always think of every time when they used to come out and see us. Bill, well, he wanted to go over to San Francisco, Golden Gate Park, and the Chinese deal over there and everything, and he wanted to go through that. Well, of course, this is a good part. We're leaving there, we start down through San Francisco. If anybody's ever been over in San Francisco, you know how the streets run? Well, I'm following Bill because he's got Ida and Ted in their car, and Marianne and I are in the car behind, and I'm following him. He makes a right-hand turn, so I make a right-hand. One-way street, going the wrong way. So he gets down to the next one. He makes another right-hand turn, one-way street, the wrong way. Finally, this cop waves us over, and he said, where are you headed?
Can't hear you.
Bill told him, he said, well, I'll stand out here and turn this around, turn you around and get you started. And then he told us how far to go down, certain distance, and then turn and get us back onto the Bay Bridge so we could go back home to El Cerrito, or no, it was Newark at that time. And I just thought I'd never forget it. I asked him afterwards, I said, what was you trying to do, kill us all or what? You know? And he said, well, when they told me I was on a wrong way street, I just wanted to get the heck off, and he just kept turning on us. So, anyway, that was one of the good times that I had, and the beautiful love. I can't go more.
I want to ask my sisters